They're trying to force her out, and we need to talk about it. Let me tell you what's happening right now in Texas because it's bigger than politics. This is about power, people, and the future of democracy. Over the last few months, Republicans in the Texas legislature have been working overtime, not to improve schools, not to lower costs, not to help families, but to redraw congressional maps in a way that conveniently pushes out the voices they don't want to deal with. And one of the clearest targets in this whole scheme is Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. Let's be honest, they are redrawing her district to force her out. This isn't a misunderstanding. This isn't an accident. This is intentional. Under their proposed map, Jasmine Crockett, the representative who has been fighting for her community, doing the work and speaking truth that makes a lot of people uncomfortable, would be drawn out of the district she currently serves. They didn't just tweak a line or adjust a neighborhood. No, they carved out her home and stuck it in a whole different district, a district where she wasn't elected, a district her community didn't choose her for, a district she never asked to represent. And you have to ask yourself why. Why does a sitting member of Congress suddenly get drawn out of her own district in the middle of the decade? Why now? Why her? Because she speaks too loud, because she fights too hard, because she refuses to bow down, back up, or quiet down. And instead of competing fairly in the arena of ideas, instead of meeting her with leadership or policy or integrity, they picked up a map and decided to play political surgery. Republicans are hiding behind the excuse of political performance. But let's call it what it is: voter dilution. Let's call it what it is: racial gerrymandering. Let's call it what it is: a strategic attempt to weaken the voting power of Black and brown communities in Dallas and Tarrant County. And this isn't just about Jasmine Crockett. This is about the thousands of voters who elected her. This is about communities that finally felt seen and represented, now being sliced apart like they don't matter. Her legal team is fighting this because the map is discriminatory. And the evidence is right in front of us. You don't accidentally cut a Black woman congresswoman out of her district while rearranging minority voters into tighter, smaller political boxes. You don't accidentally create a map that gives Republicans more power and strips representation from the very people who have historically been marginalized. The truth is simple. They are trying to politically evict Jasmine Crockett. But here's the thing: she isn't running, she isn't hiding, and she isn't bowing out quietly. She has already made it clear that she will fight in court, in Congress, and out here in the community, because this isn't just lines on a map. This is about respect. This is about fairness. And this is about a system that keeps trying to silence voices that refuse to be silenced. And if they think they can redraw her out of existence, they don't know who they're dealing with. She's not just a representative. She's a force. She's a voice. She's a fighter. And let me be clear, forcing her out is not just an attack on her. It's an attack on every voter who believed in her, every neighborhood that finally had someone fighting for them, every person whose story she took to Washington. So I'm saying this today because we need to stay alert. We need to stay informed. We need to stay loud, because when they try to redraw us off the map, that's when we redraw the movement. That's when we show up bigger, stronger, and smarter. That's when we refuse to let districts or democracy be stolen in silence. They're trying to force her out, but we're not letting that happen without a fight.